In this video, we're going to examine the guidelines for the Story Page Excellence Badge that is part of Snow's Distinguished Sites Badge program. So to begin, when you log into your site, come over here to the Snow Badges tab on the left. If you have never participated in any of these badges before, what you will see first is this Site Data tab. You just want to review all of these fields and make sure they are up to date. Do know that the information in these fields is what gets copied and pasted to things like certificates, press releases, etc. So again, check all that information carefully. Make sure all the capitalization, spacing, everything is correct. Once it is, make sure to save that. And then you can go to the Badge Progress tab. This is what you will see when you press the Snow Badges tab after that site data has been reviewed. So today we're going to focus on the Story Page Excellence Badge. There are 5 other badges, and there are videos for each of those that you can check out also on the YouTube channel here. But today we're focusing on Story Page Excellence. You can access these guidelines either by clicking that link in the Badge Progress dashboard, as I just did, or clicking the Story Excellence button over here in the Badges tab on the left. So the Story Page Excellence Badge is just demonstrating to us that you know how to use the different templates, story templates that are available to you on Snow sites. So you will be tasked with publishing one story with each of these 4 templates: the single sidebar, full width, immersive photo, and immersive half photo. I will demonstrate what each of those looks like in just a moment. Additionally, within the story, we are looking for elements beyond the featured image and text. So Snow Story elements, secondary images or inline images, anything that kind of breaks up the text and goes beyond just that featured image and text is included in the stories that you choose to submit. One of the stories needs to contain an info box. So this info box cannot stand alone. It does need to be within the body of a story. That info box should have at least 4 segments. Additionally, we're looking for a long form story. That is one of the formats that is only available using either of the immersive photo templates. That long form story should have at least 4 segments and use those design tools beyond just the default settings to kind of play around with some of the unique design looks that you can achieve by using that format. Make sure that your photos are all displaying at a proper resolution with nothing getting oddly cropped or a photo being replicated within the body of the story. No copyrighted images. Make sure all of those photos then are captioned and credited, and that the featured image has a byline and that the story has a featured image. So with that in mind, let's take a look at those different templates. The first is the single sidebar template. That is the one that is going to run some widgets over here on the right side. And again, we're just making sure that you've got that sidebar set up. You've incorporated an element beyond just the featured image and the text in the story. And that is what we are looking for with that single sidebar story. Next, we have the full width story, which removes that sidebar and runs your content in the middle. Again, make sure you have a pull quote, inline image, something else beyond just the featured image and the text, but that is the full width template. Then we are looking for an immersive photo. So when you click into the story, that featured image fills the screen, making sure that it has a caption and a byline here. Additionally, this template by default uses this drop cap here, so you'll notice that. And then again, having that story element or inline image in the story in addition to the text and featured image. The final template that we want to see with this badge is the immersive half photo. Again, featured image will display up at the top, and with the immersive half photo, your headline and byline get pulled up into this color block here. The featured image loads off to the side. You'll notice the caption and byline on that image when you hover over it. And then you scroll down and the story begins. Again, making sure that you've incorporated some sort of element beyond the featured image and the text. The info box, should it be included with a story within a story? So it shouldn't just be a standalone info box. It needs to have at least 4 segments. And again, play around with some of those design settings beyond just the default to demonstrate that you know how those work and can incorporate things that make it look a little bit nicer, kind of maybe give it a pop of color, but do something instead of just creating the segment and dropping it in. So it demonstrates to the reviewers that you are clear on how some of those tools work. And then the last thing for this badge is an a long form story, and that is only available with either of those immersive photo templates, either the immersive photo or the immersive half photo. And then it is going to use a story that is broken into multiple segments containing segment images, story elements within those segments, having at least 4 of those segments. So that is what we are looking for on the Story Page Excellence badge. Just link the URLs to those 6 stories here and submit. You can double dip. What we mean by that is you could use the same story with the immersive or immersive half photo as the long form story. You can also use the same story for one of the 4 templates as your example with the info box if you so choose. So that is the Story Page Excellence badge. Thank you for participating in this Distinguished Sites program. Thank you for being a Snow customer, and thank you for watching this video.